Look, guys, there's a lot of movies in the MCU. I'm not about to rank them from worst to first. There's just too many movies. It's going to take way too long. Hell, I'm not even going to do my top 10 because that's going to be too long. Top 5. I think top 5 is fair, right? Top 5. These are my top 5 of the MCU movies. Hello everybody, I'm Robert Storms. Welcome back to the channel once again. If you're finding me for the very first time, be sure to click that subscribe button. I upload videos daily, and today I'm going to give my countdown of my top 5 movies in the MCU. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Number 5. Coming in at number 5 is Black Panther. Black Panther is a film that really stood out to me. A lot of people like to make jokes and say it's just a repeat of The Lion King, but it's a lot more than that. And to tell you the truth, it has one of the best villains in the MCU with Killmonger. Killmonger is a villain that you absolutely understand his motives, and he's a villain that is basically on equal ground as T'Challa. It's a movie about a king who is finding himself. Ryan Coogler did an awesome job in this movie, and this was a movie that kind of united everybody in the world because it didn't matter if you were white, black, Hispanic, Asian, everybody went to go see this movie. This was a movie that was a solo standalone film, and it crossed over $1 billion. Nobody thought Black Panther was going to do what it did. It meant so much to so many people. The story was fantastic. The acting, Chadwick Boseman, Ryan Coogler's direction, this overall fantastic movie. That's why Black Panther comes in at number 5. Number 4. Coming in at number 4 is Thor Ragnarok. And I know what you guys might be saying. There seems to be a lot of modern day Marvel movies in your top 5. But when I was looking over all the MCU movies, I think about what movies I enjoyed so much that I would rewatch. And Thor Ragnarok was definitely on that list because I had such a great time watching this movie. I really loved the first Thor movie, even though I hate the second one. But they kind of redeemed Thor in Thor Ragnarok. It was funny. It was action-packed. I loved Hela. Again, Hela, one of those top MCU villains. We had a bad track record of bad villains in the MCU. And then out of nowhere, we just started getting good villains. Killmonger, Hela, Thanos. It was just amazing. And Hela, Kate Blanchett, sexy, hot, fucking evil as hell. Loved Hela in this movie. Chris Hemsworth killed it as Thor. We had Mark Ruffalo come back as the Hulk. Tessa Thompson as Valkyrie. This movie was just so jam-packed with like this sci-fi comedic goodness. I just enjoyed the movie so much. That's why it came in at number 4. Number 3. Coming in at number 3 is Avengers Infinity War. Now, I know what you guys are thinking, so I'm going to stop you right now. You're like, how the hell ain't that number 1? How the hell ain't Avengers Infinity War not number 1? Well, guys, when I look at the overall scheme of the MCU, as much as I like Avengers Infinity War, there are 2 other movies I kind of enjoy more. But I love Avengers Infinity War for the same reasons I like Black Panther and Thor Ragnarok. The villain stands out. Avengers Infinity War is a Thanos movie. It's his story, and I loved it, and I loved the fact that Thanos wins, and they had the balls, the Russo brothers has the balls to let the movie end with the villain winning. It was so good seeing all of our favorite characters all put together on the screen at the same time. It was just a good combination of a payoff that we spent 10 years in the making, and I love that movie. And even though I would like to put it in my number 1 spot, in retrospect, it just kind of falls short compared to my top 2. Number 2. Coming in at number 2 is Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy blew me away. I was not expecting it. I remember when they announced Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm like, who the hell ever heard of Guardians of the Galaxy? Like, I barely knew who they were. Like, only hardcore comic book readers knew who the Guardians of the Galaxy was. Yet they came out and they managed to make you care about a raccoon and a tree. And that movie, even now, I can watch it and I love that soundtrack. I love the jokes. I love the characters. The heart in that movie when Groot sacrifices himself and how Rocket is so torn within himself about how he was put together, and just so much in that movie is so fantastic to go back and rewatch. You have a fun time watching it, and it is the one movie I always recommend to people who not even comic book fans. Like, you don't like superheroes? Well, watch Guardians of the Galaxy. It's not really superheroes, but you have to watch it. It's fantastic. So even people who don't like the comic book genre, I recommend you watch Guardians of the Galaxy because it's such a phenomenal movie. James Gunn completely knocked it out of the park with this movie, and Guardians of the Galaxy will always remain in my top 5 of the MCU films. Number 1. Coming in at number 1 is Captain America Winter Soldier. This was the Russo brothers' debut film, and they completely knocked it out of the park. They took what we thought of Captain America and just kind of changed it all. They kind of changed the whole MCU when you think about it. They introduced Winter Soldier. They introduced the fact that Hydra was really hiding inside S.H.I.E.L.D. and S.H.I.E.L.D. was corrupted, and Hydra was really controlling everything. I like the relationship between Black Widow and Steve Rogers and how they play off each other. I like the fact that Bucky, who was Winter Soldier, is hunting down his friend and he's lost his mind. And like, the third act of this film is phenomenal. The third act of this film, I say, is better than the first Avengers movie that came out shortly before Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier is a film that I can watch and have a blast each and every time I watch it. Like, I can just put it in, watch it, have a blast watching that movie because it's so good. Because it takes the superhero genre and they change it into something different. They change it into this spy thriller. And that's something that we really didn't see in the MCU at that time. And the Russo brothers just came in, changed it all around, and they put their stamp on the MCU. And since then, Captain America has just gotten better and better in the MCU. They did Civil War, which was another fantastic movie. Not as good as Winter Soldier, in my opinion, but another fantastic movie because it shows that the Russo brothers knows the character. And I just love Winter Soldier. Well, guys, that's my list for my top 5 MCU movies. I want to know what you guys think. What do you guys think about my list? What's your list? Be sure to post your list in the comment box below. Also, guys, if it's not too much trouble, be sure to hit that like button. Once again, if you're finding my channel for the very first time, be sure to click that subscribe button. And until next time, guys, as always, I'm Robert Storms, and that's my opinion.